YouTube channel. My name is Oluwatosin, aka Miss Sugarlicious. On today's video, I am going to be sharing my opinion on Black Lives Matter. I'm actually going to be focusing mainly on way forward. How do we go from here? A lot has been happening. In fact, in the last couple of months, weeks, a lot of things has happened, and as a result, there's been a lot of protest about Black Lives Matter. And so before I actually go into way forward, I'm just going to say a few things first and foremost. I've got my notes with me, so if I keep looking down, don't mind me. I'm just trying to make sure that, you know, I'm covering what I should be covering. I don't want this video to be too long. And yeah, so I'm going to dive straight into it. First and foremost, racism is something that it started like a very long time ago. In fact, I can date it back to, you know, days when our forefathers were taken into slavery. But you know, like back then, it was going on between the slaves and their masters, and in the community they were in. So, but people were not aware about it. In fact, I don't think back then it was named as racism. Unlike now in our generation, where we understand, we know what it is. We know that it has a name. We know what it is, and people are more aware about it in our generation compared to back then. And I think that's also in the case of George Floyd. You know, somebody was there when the act was taking place. The person easily captured the video, sent it out to people, so people easily get to know about it. So there are technologies that people can easily use to capture a scene where someone is being a victim of racism. Unlike back then, there was no technology. There was absolutely nothing to show as a proof of what has happened to a person. Unlike now, that people can easily capture the scene, send it out on social medias, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and all that. Unlike which does not happen back in the days because there was no such technology in place. Number two, I like to say, here in the UK, racism do happen. Yes, it does happen. And it is still happening till today. But the only difference between here and America is the fact that here in the UK, they don't do it openly. They don't do it in public where people can capture the scene. Compared to America, whereas, you know, no one cares. You know, in America, they do it more openly. Whereas in the UK, people are so diplomatic about it. They do it in a very diplomatic way. They do it in such a way that even you, the victim, you won't realize, it's an act of racism. Not until maybe you are back in your home, maybe at the time you're chilling, maybe that's when you come to realize that, okay, what happened during the day? That's when it kind of recollects that, oh, that's an act of racism. Whereas in America, is hoping. They put it out to the world that we don't like you colored people. We don't like you black-skinned people. You don't understand what I'm saying? Number one thing I would like to talk about, I would like to point out is that here in the UK, there are laws in place. Although, in my opinion, I do not think those laws work in our society. In a sense that the laws that are in place are only they are only used in workplaces. I think that society doesn't follow the law. And number two that I like to say about UK is, here in the UK, police force are not allowed to have a gun on them when they are on duty. In fact, according to the research I found, only firearmed units are allowed to have a gun on them on duty. And you hardly see a police have a gun on them while they're on duty. No, I think one thing about UK is that they don't allow police officers to misuse that privilege of being one of the police force. Sure that police officers don't carry gun about. They would rather have a teaser on them than have a gun. And America is a completely different ball game. America, even the citizen owns gun. Police force owns a gun. They carry gun about. I understand the fact that, you know, America is kind of dangerous, but giving everybody the right to own a gun, in my opinion, I don't think it is right. One of the reasons why I think it is not right is the fact that people will misuse that privilege. I think America as a country needs to review their gun law, the law they have in place for gun. I think they need to review it. They need to amend it in such a way that people in America will be protected, and also it will reduce the rate of death as a result of gunshot in America. Earlier on, I said something about diplomacy in the UK. I'll give an example of it. There was this, while I was doing research about this, I come across an article about a woman from Jamaica who is a newly elected MP here in the UK. And she decided to take MP's lift, and one of the MPs in the lift stated, and I quote, "This lift isn't for cleaners." Hello? Do you understand where I'm coming from when I say UK? Here in the UK, they don't do it openly, but then they can be so diplomatic about it. So now I'm gonna go straight into way forward. Here, how do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I think the first thing that struck my mind when I was doing research about this topic was that first and foremost, awareness and education. In my opinion, I think schools should be teaching Black histories, because I think by teaching Black history, people like me, colored people out there would know their history. And by knowing our history, we would not be inferior to the white people in our society. My second point is protest. Yes, protest is a good way to raise awareness. Protest is a good way for our voices to be heard. Protest is a good way for us to share our concern, to let the government know our concern. But what I do not support is starting with a peaceful protest and ending in violence. In my own opinion, I don't think that's the best way our voices can be heard. I don't think that's the best way the government will actually listen to us. I think the best way to go about it is ensure that there is no violence involved. Because there is no point trying to make our concern open to the world, and then in the process, someone is being injured or someone is being killed. I don't think that's the way forward. I don't think that's the best way to go about it. I think the best way to go about it is have a peaceful protest, and when we say peaceful protest, avoid any violence, avoid any riots. Then for me, that's the way forward. Another way forward is petition. Sign a petition. You can be in your house and still sign a petition, and it will still count. So we don't have to be on the street. We don't have to put our lives at risk or danger before our voices can be heard. By signing petitions, it's gonna go a long way. For example, if we decide that, okay, you know what, we want a specific law to be implemented just for colored people, or just, we can make use of petition. You can be at the comfort of your home, and all you need to do is just pick up your phone, sign it, click whatever you need to click, and send it off. Done. So it's a lot, easier that way. But I would like to say, I'm gonna stress the Black history thing again is very, very important. Especially for us colored people, we need to know our history. We need to know our background. Because like I said earlier, by knowing where we come from, where our background is, our mentality will change. The way we think will change. The way we relate in our society would change. And believe you me or not, believe you, thinking level, the way we think will be different at the same time. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna leave you with all I've said about it. Drop comment down below this video, click on the subscribe button, and till next time, till my next video, bye bye for now.